Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm going to talk to you today about how John Steenhuisen is in Kiev, Ukraine. ENCA, which is another news outlet in South Africa, has reported on this. And John Steenhuisen, as the leader of the Democratic Alliance, the main opposition party in South Africa, he has a right to go to Ukraine and this Russia-Ukraine conflict that was instigated by Putin and Russia, by the way. And Steenhuisen notes that, even though the ANC and the EFF in South Africa don't think so, and I believe the ANC and the EFF are firmly wrong on this. Well, the ANC and the EFF, particularly the EFF, stood beside Russia. The ANC has maintained neutrality, but I think it's neutrality in name only. I think they've been more pro-Russian in all this. That's my personal opinion. Well, Steenhuisen went there, and he's drawn some criticism, but this war impacts not just South Africa, but all of Africa, because a lot of African nations, especially South Africa, but other African nations, get a lot of fertilizer and wheat from Ukraine. Particularly fertilizer on South Africa's end, and this is going to impact the price of fertilizer, and a lot of farmers can't get the fertilizer because the fertilizer has gone up about 3 to 4 times. And then he wants to be on a fact-finding mission to see what's going on, and he said he doesn't really have any need to go to Moscow because the conflict's not there. And before he went to Ukraine, well, first he went to Lviv, Ukraine, now he's in the capital, Kiev. He was in the flood disaster area in KwaZulu-Natal, so he's doing the right thing, and he's trying to make sure that even with the conflict, that ports like Odessa is going to stay open, and that Ukrainian fertilizer can still make its way to South Africa, so South Africa can still have sufficient farms. And people are criticizing him from being in Ukraine, but he has a right to be there, and he also has a right to support Ukraine in there because Russia instigated the conflict at the behest of Putin, and he doesn't really have any reason or any need to go to Moscow. He needs to go to Ukraine, and that's where he is. And the conflict, and he said if the conflict was in Moscow, he would go there, but the conflict's not in Moscow. The conflict's in Ukraine. He said you can, drive by the streets of Kiev or Lviv, and you see blown up buildings and destroyed tanks on the road, but he said the people are very, very resilient. What he said in the interview with the ENCA, that the people in Ukraine are very, very resilient, and they're accepting the tragedy, and they're determined to fight Putin off. So God bless Ukraine. Hope everybody's doing well. Take care. God bless them. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.